Mini PCs and emulation are very cool. I enjoy checking out various products, and AceMagician sent over a mini PC for us to check out here on the channel. It really caught my eye because I'm always about how much I can maximize potential out of these devices on a small budget. This retails for $329 on Amazon. Yes, $329. So if it ever goes on sale, it'll be sub $300. But what can it do? What can it play? And should you pick one of these up? I'll have a link in the description box down below. It's an Amazon affiliate link if this ends up being a good product, but we have to see if it's a good product first. So sit back, relax, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and let's check out this new mini PC from AceMagician. Alrighty, so here we have our AceMagician mini PC. It's kind of raised up. I like that. I'm a simple man to please, and I do believe in magic. David Copperfield, David Blaine, very cool stuff here. Now, this is the mini PC, the AM06Pro. Comes in black, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of ROM. Basically, it's an 8-core, 16-thread, up to 4.4 gigahertz. It has a Ryzen 7 5800U built into it. It also has 512 gigs of SSD. Windows 11 Pro. It can also be displayed 4K on triple screens. I'm not going to act like I know what a lot of that stuff means, but this is pretty similar to the other mini PC that we reviewed recently on the channel, the B-Link one. So if we're getting similar performance and this retails at $329 and goes below that price point when it's on sale, this could be a lot of bang for your buck. You want to have 8 cores and 16 threads to do PS3 stuff, so I'm pretty hopeful about this mini PC here. We have some basic instructions. Here is the mini PC itself. A chunky little boy, but a little boy nonetheless. We have the AMD Radeon right there on the graphics. We have the 5000 Series 7 Ryzen 7 on here. You know, it's a mini PC. They all look pretty similar. Type C head or microphone jack. We have an audio headphone jack, 2 USB plugs here. Taking a look at the back, we have 2 LAN connections, HDMI, DP, more USB slots. So good size. You know, I do like the size of these mini PCs. They really don't take up all that much room, and the amount of stuff you could do on them is pretty crazy. So it's like, you know, you do get a good bang for your buck with these most of the time, pending that this is a good one. Our power button is right here. I actually like that a lot, more so than it being on the front, because when I reach down, I can easily turn it on. We have our power cable here, HDMI, mounting bracket, should we want to mount it onto something. I don't really care about any of that stuff, and I feel like you don't really care about any of that stuff, because we are here to, you know, play video games on this thing. That's our main focus here. We're going to take a look at emulators, see how some emulators are running, and we're actually going to take a look at some PC games as well, because I have a new device that allows me to check out PC games that we'll be covering soon on the channel. So yeah, let's just hop straight into it. All right, so as you can see here, we have our AceMagician up and running. Took really no time at all to get it up and running. Running Windows 11. I'm saying the word running a lot, but we want to see how games run on this. So let's start off with some upscaled Gamecube and Simpsons Road Rage. Now, this was the game that was kind of like Crazy Taxi, more so than Grand Theft Auto. I never really spent a lot of time with this game, but in capturing footage with this mini PC, I am in love with this game. I really like the Crazy Taxi aesthetic and feel that this game has, and the visual style has definitely held up. This game looks incredible at 4 times upscaled, and the mini PC is running it with absolutely no problems. This is a game I can definitely see myself coming back to, because I really like it. I remember it got kind of mediocre and low review scores when it first came out, and it was like super cheap, but I don't understand why. Maybe people were just a little bit tired of Crazy Taxi because it was more of an arcadey style game and we were moving on towards bigger production stuff. But I was pleasantly happy with the GameCube performance on here. I didn't have to tinker with anything. I just cranked up some settings and everything was running very well. This is a game worth checking out though. If you've never played Simpsons Road Rage and you're a fan of Crazy Taxi, definitely something worth checking out. And we'll do a little Def Jam Fight for New York on here as well. Once again, running on the GameCube, no problems. I wouldn't foresee any sorts of issues running any GameCube games on this. This mini PC is more than capable of handling GameCube stuff. But of course, you know, I'm never satisfied. We got to go with more stuff. We got to go with higher end systems. So let's move on to a Nintendo 3DS, which can be, you know, a little bit tricky. But once again, we're running Tekken 3DS here and no problems whatsoever. You can adjust the screen settings. I just didn't really feel like messing with it. I just wanted to get some footage of this game. But pretty much like your NES, your Genesis, your Super Nintendo, your PlayStation, all that stuff's gonna work pretty much on anything. If you have a device that it doesn't work on, it's just not a good device, because we've come so far with these emulators. But 3DS is running very well on this. Vita emulation's a little bit spotty. I didn't try it on this mini PC just because in general it's pretty spotty, but I was happy playing some 3DS games. This is Need for Speed The Run, a game I never really played on the 3DS, but I don't know, it seems like it's okay. It seems like something I might want to visit again. But once again, we got to continue to push. So now we're going to Xbox 360. This is Overlord on the Xbox 360, a criminally underrated game. Nobody talks about Overlord anymore, and it's a damn shame, because I want to give this game some spotlight in this video. I love this game. You basically are an overlord, and you get these minions who do your bidding for you. As you level up your character, you get access to more minions, different minion types. You end up getting like a whole army of people. I remember playing this game back when it first came out on the Xbox 360, and I absolutely loved it, and nobody talks about it. Literally nobody talks about it. Find me someone who talks about it, and I'll find you a good person. But we could see here that Xbox 360 is running pretty damn well, honestly. This game gave me really no issues, like little hiccup here and there, but I mean, realistically, that could be because of the game itself. Like, you know, Xbox 360 stuff, it wasn't like everything was, you know, 60 frames per second all the time, but I was definitely very pleasantly surprised with Xbox 360 performance on this system. Pretty much all the stuff that I tried worked rather well. Obviously, you're not going to have full compatibility, because there are some games that are harder to run on these systems. You know, your Xbox Live Arcade games, all of those are going to work fine, but some of the retail releases, they might give you problems, but they might give you problems on a $1,000 rig as well. We're talking about roughly a $300 system here that's playing Xbox 360 stuff at a pretty good clip. We'll actually check out another game after this one. I know we're spending a lot of time on Overlord, but the game deserves it. There's a bunch of different versions of the game as well. Check out Overlord. You know, it's a good series. It's something that I feel like it would be fun if it was brought back. And you could see here, Xbox 360 stuff is running nice and crisply on our mini PC. I don't remember the title of this game. I think it was Battle Fantasia. It's some weird Arc Systems fighting game for the Xbox 360. It kind of caught my eye. I like the visual style. I like, you know, 2D with, you know, 2.5D with the 3D stuff in the background. But yeah, I liked this game. It was actually kind of fun. You know, I'm just hitting Street Fighter style commands into my controller here, but this was a pretty cool game as well. I don't remember this game at all. I'm not sure if it was a retail release or if it was just an Xbox Live Arcade game, but a good time was had with this game. Battle Fantasia, I believe, is the name of the game, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me I'm wrong. Now let's take a look at PlayStation 3. This is Madden Arcade, which was a PlayStation Network game, and this was pretty fun. I don't remember playing this game growing up or anything like that, but I just wanted to test some basic PlayStation 3 stuff, because much like Xbox 360, your mileage is going to vary a bit with these systems as far as performance. You know, a lot of PlayStation 3 games don't have full performance even on really high-end rigs. It's just because of the emulation itself. You know, it's still a little bit new. They're still discovering new things. They're still working on new things. But the games that I did check out for PlayStation 3 were running pretty fine. This game didn't seem to have any problems. Prince of Persia Classic, you remember this game? Nobody remembers this game. This is another game I wanted to spotlight because I think this was a super cool game. It took the more modern Prince of Persia visual style with the classic Prince of Persia gameplay style. I think that was a really good blending of two different styles of games, and this is another game that I'm going to revisit. The thing I love about these emulation devices and these emulation mini PCs that I get, it allows me to remember games that I completely forgot about. But you can see here, PlayStation 3 is running pretty damn well. Obviously, there's going to be some titles where it struggles. Obviously, there's going to be some titles, maybe like a God of War 3, that might not run at all. But we're talking about a budget price system here, and I'm sure that people are going to keep that in mind when they're thinking about, you know, what games I'm going to be able to play on this. Now, just for the hell of it, I tried some Nintendo Switch out as well. This is Luigi's Mansion 3. I had to tinker with quite a few bit of settings, and it's not running at full speed on here, but I just kind of wanted to show this as a bit of a proof of concept, I guess, that this system can potentially run some Nintendo Switch games. Lower end Switch games, a lot of indie games and stuff, those will probably run just fine. But your AAA stuff, probably not going to run all that great on this system, you know, the bigger titles, unless you tinker with a whole hell of a lot of stuff, adjust a bunch of different settings and things of that nature, which, I mean, you can do that. You could try different emulators. I'm using Yuzu here, but I kind of just wanted to show this game running off because it kind of gives you an idea of maybe the limitations of this device. Like I said, we're talking about a system that's roughly $300 here, and we're able to play PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 stuff. I feel like everything sort of beyond that is just, you know, a cherry on top. It's just like an added bonus. As Nintendo Switch emulation gets better and is more compatible with lower end devices, maybe we'll see some improvement with this. But obviously, if you're buying this strictly for Nintendo Switch stuff, I mean, you just buy a Nintendo Switch. It's like the same price, but I feel like I could play this. You know, there is a bit of, you know, frame rate issues here and there, and it's not running at full speed, but I feel like this is like playable. You know, if it's a slower paced game, maybe your more intensive games wouldn't be as, you know, easily playable or easily adjustable to it, but who knows? Maybe the future of Nintendo Switch emulation will get better on this. I just kind of wanted to show off a little Luigi's Mansion running on here. Maybe not at full speed, but definitely running. But this last thing kind of brings home everything about this mini PC for me, and that is Elden Ring. I'm not the biggest Elden Ring fan in the world. I really don't like Soul-style games, and I didn't expect this to work. This is a 2022 video game, okay? And this, it's running damn well on this system. You'll see here when we go into the open area. I expected the frame rate to dip into the single digits. I'm not a big PC gamer. Let me get that out of the way. But I expected a $300 device to not be able to play Elden Ring, to not even run it. Never mind run it at a decent clip with some decent visual fidelity. Like, obviously you're not getting 4K Blu-ray tracing and all this sort of stuff that all the, you know, the buzzwords that people are using nowadays. But for roughly $300 and I could run Elden Ring, like, wow, that's very impressive, especially when you add in all of the other things that we have checked out for this device. So I think this is a pretty good system. If you're using it for higher end stuff, you know, your mileage is going to vary. Your PlayStation 3, your Xbox 360, you're going to have compatibility issues with some games. I'm sure you can't run all PC games in this sort of decent quality, but I don't know, maybe you can since this is 2022 game that we're looking at here. Your Nintendo Switch, once again, your mileage is going to vary on that. But if you're looking to upscale some Gamecube stuff, you're looking at upscaling PlayStation 2 stuff, everything before that, handheld stuff, and of course, you want to be able to play some PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and beyond games, this is a pretty decent mini PC. I'll have a link to it in the description box down below, should you guys want to check it out. It is an affiliate link, so if you pick one up, I do make a little bit of scratch on it. I want to thank AceMagician for sending over this mini PC, and thank you guys for watching this video, because without you guys watching these videos, these companies won't want to send me anything. Let me know what you think of this mini PC in the comment section down below, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.